'Cause when you're standing oh so near, I kind of lose my mind.
Welcome to Kiddo and Janko Wednesdays at Lunch,
Burger Edition.
This week, Matthew and I went to Patates in Pointe-Saint-Charles on Charlevoix, and we had a special guest with us, Matthew.
Yes.
It was Angela Johnston.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Angela.
Angela, lifetime Pointe-Saint-Charles inhabitant. A place like Patates seemed like the only place we should go.
It was definitely the only place we could go because the other best spot is closed.
Is that
Also Paul's.
Yeah, Paul's the Paul's pool, the billiard
Paul's
room
pool hall.
where they have hot dogs.
Yeah.
But now
Paul's a pretty
they're
big
not-
name.
Yeah, Paul
He's
is
the
a
only guy who
powerful
does
name.
hot dogs here.
Yeah. Now that one isn't always closed. It would seem that sometimes it's open and it's
Business
impossible
hours.
to know when.
Business hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hairdresser next door, those business hours.
Just whenever they're open.
They're cutting hair, I'm serving hot dogs.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Now, Angela, I'm sure you've lived near Paul's Patates, with like a maybe a 10-minute walk from Paul's Patates for basically your whole life, aside from like a couple 2-3 years in there.
Years, yeah.
Yeah. Angela, I'm sure you have some Paul's Patates memories. Tell us a little bit about Paul's Patates.
Yeah. That's actually a great story, or a great question. I used to live on Hibernia Street, which was about a 7-minute walk from Paul's Patates. And my brother and I used to go there, Eric, pick up family bags of French fries, always with a British accent. It was like we were, just being bad.
Oh boy.
But it was weird because
Such
they knew
trouble.
us.
So much trouble, these kids.
Yeah, exactly. We were bad for Point kids. We were really, yeah.
Those going around like a couple of limey little kids.
Oh yeah, just
What kind of accent? Was it like a Cockney accent, or were you being very polite?
it was proper.
Oh, yeah. So so even less of a rebel.
Yeah. Well, we
Can we hear any
to
of this
live on the
accent?
edge.
Yeah, how would you order potatoes as a small Angela?
I used to leave that to my brother. He really needed to.
So were you just like you were chiming in with like a radio or whatever?
What was that?
A radio? Radio? Is that not what British people say?
Chip, chip.
Chip, chip, cheerio. Radio is not a...
Radio.
Oh,
Cheerio.
radio. Yeah.
Radio?
Radio.
Cheerio.
Chip, chip, Cheerio.
Chim, chim, chiri?
That's chimichurri. That's
That was just Mary Poppins.
yeah. It is hot in here, though.
It is pretty hot. This is the first real hot day of the summer, it would seem.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a couple warm days over this past F1 weekend.
Yes.
But this is the first real hot day. I had my air conditioner running on full blast, but it's still pretty warm in here. Thermostat says just about 30.
It's going up. It was 29 like 5 minutes ago.
You guys had ice water like 5 minutes ago. Now it's just water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew, you are wearing long sleeves, pants, a hat. None of this makes sense for this weather.
No sense.
Well, if you'll
I'm barely wearing
take
a shirt.
closer look, I am wearing half sleeves. They stop just below my elbow, and I feel like it's the right amount of sleeve.
Okay.
I'm going to be hot either way. May as well dress the way I want to dress.
I suppose.
And the jeans, I still haven't gotten my operation.
So now, Matthew, a little update on this.
Yeah.
You went to the clinic last week because a beam fell on your back. You were worried that you broke your back.
Yeah.
You aren't anyone's mother. No one stepped on a sidewalk crack.
Mm-mm.
But there was a positive result in this. You went to a clinic. You had them check your legs. You got a referral. You might get those legs of yours fixed.
Yeah. Usually positive results aren't good when you go to the clinic, but
That's true. That's true.
this was a very positive result, and I kind of just like hanging out at the clinic.
What do you mean you like hanging out at the clinic? I
Well, it's
feel
like
like
when I
that's
went there
a
for my back.
bed for disease.
Yeah, well, when I went there, I guess so. It would be. When I went there for my back, I realized the service there was very quick. But it's also nice when it isn't, you're still waiting for at least an hour. Mm-hmm. That's a nice time to just sit down and be alone with your thoughts.
Not reading a book or anything? You're just meditating?
Depends. I like to hear what other people have going on.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of ailments did you overhear?
not nothing spectacular, actually. Just sick little kids. So, I hope I don't get a sick little kid disease.
Now, Angela, you work in the Montreal Super Hospital, so you must hear about children's ailments and all kinds of ailments all the time, and catch a bunch of them.
I do,
Yeah.
and I do.
You do get sick pretty often.
So I am proud to say that it has been a solid 8 months that I have not been sick.
Really?
I am it has been the best winter of my life.
It's like a personal best for you.
It really is. And I want to give credit to a colleague of mine who told me the only reason why I get sick all the time is because I say I get sick all the time.
So it's all in your head.
Apparently.
So it's like The Secret, that book, The Secret. If you believe it, it will come true.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also should say that I got the flu vaccine for the first time this year.
Okay.
And it is also...
First time ever?
Ever.
Oh.
Don't tell my employer.
Okay.
And it was also my second year at the super hospital, but my 7th year working in a hospital. So I feel like I deserved it. I feel like I deserved the good
flu
year.
shot?
A good year.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I still want to think it's all in my head.
I feel like the flu shot probably didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't. Yeah.
Do you-
Well, it hurt.
Oh, sure. You got... So, Matthew, you've got varicose veins. You got a...
Ooh.
You know about these? You've heard about
I
these?
didn't know you liked varicose veins so much.
And so now you've got a referral to a specialist.
Zap those things.
But the referral was saying... The person who gave you the referral was saying they just go strip those veins out.
Yeah, they was like, oh, well, strip them. I was like, I don't know what that means. That
Sounds like what
good.
you do to paint on an old car. Like,
yeah. So that's what they're going to do. They're just going to throw some not varnish, just
Turpentine?
chemicals, turpentine,
Yeah.
just melt them away. No, but probably rip them out of me.
How big
Probably
are we
as
talking
crudely
here, these
as-
varicose veins?
Pretty good diameter.
'Cause-
Don't know exactly. Too much to use
Too much
injections.
to zap them. Ah.
So zapping or surgical removal of the veins is the only option left.
the last time I saw them, not that huge. Huge enough that you go, oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But not necessarily huge enough to just
To
notice.
be offended.
Yeah.
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 Pretty big though. I could take it out and wear it like a candy necklace around my neck.
That's the weirdest analogy. Why
Yeah,
did you even
yeah.
say that?
Because it's about as thick as like one of the thick candy necklaces. I know there's different sizes of candy necklaces. It's probably
gauges.
it's probably not the best comparison.
No.
So, Matthew, today was your first time at Paul's Patates.
Yeah,
What did you think when you walked in?
I was really disappointed that it was still very hot in there.
Well, they
It
had air
looked
conditioning. It wasn't
cooler.
that bad. It was
But
much
it looked
cooler.
like the kind of place that would be hot, where everything's kind of silver, not silver, but everything's
Sort of chromy. Yeah, I see
Chromy.
what you mean.
and it's like, oh, a place like this probably isn't good. But they did have a big air conditioner. You just have to go to the back to
good.
feel it.
So yeah, it's an old style diner, probably a 50s, 60s style
Oh, yeah.
diner.
Yeah.
Nice big bar area with stools to sit on. I'm sure they used to serve milkshakes, but when I walked in, they said no. And
Yeah,
I
it's the
settled
first
for a
thing you
slushy.
asked, too.
Yeah, first thing. They were like, are you gonna eat here? I was like, do you guys have milkshakes?
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Seems
I
like
feel
a
like they
place that
used
would-
to.
yeah. I don't like
Um,
milkshakes.
Well, their straws aren't good for milkshakes.
That's true.
Anyway.
Not thick enough straws.
We got slushes, and
Yeah.
they were
A thicker straw
barely
would have been good.
acceptable for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I noticed about this place where it seemed like they were intrinsically linked with the television show Taxi Vendeur.
They had a big poster in
They
the
had a
washroom.
poster. They had the right in the middle of the bar. They had the thing that goes on top of the cab
Yeah,
that said
yeah.
Taxi Vendeur.
Yeah.
And like the thing to tally the price or whatever, like the old version of one of those. And there was a picture of the star of the show, Patrick Huard, outside Paul's Patates. So I don't know if it was featured in the show, if he just talked about it when he would pick up like some French-Canadian TV star.
So I know I'm looking at you like I can answer that, but I can't.
Okay.
But I can tell you that the cashier there, I grew up with her older sister, interesting enough, broke my arm last year, fractured my arm.
She fell on your arm?
She was the nurse at the clinic.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. Wow.
Kills the line at the clinic. I bounce forward.
And she was like, oh, that little British
and then
girl.
she's just... Exactly.
Never heard her speak yet, but her brother's British. She must be.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it went.
How's that arm now?
It's great.
I mean, I noticed you're not playing softball right now.
I'm not playing softball.
You had the opportunity to be playing softball right now. I'm sure they would still take you on the team, but are you just too bruised and broken? You're retired?
I'm retired. We hung the jersey up a couple years back, and I just want to leave it at that, you know? Yeah.
All right. Just to finish up on this taxi vendor.
Sure,
thing.
sorry about that.
I don't know what taxi vendor is.
So
I need a little bit of...
that's why. So it was a television show where the French-Canadian star of Bon Cop, Bad Cop was a cab driver who would pick up French-Canadian celebrities and talk to them in a very man-of-the-streets type of way about current events.
Okay.
For humor's sake.
Okay.
It was at one point planned to be remade for American television, with New York being the setting and the cab driver being one Tony Soprano. Forgetting his real name now. James Gandolfini.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah.
You mind sent it to me, Angela. Thank you.
No problem.
But he died, so I guess that show's not
Yeah,
happening.
he did die.
Yeah.
It would make the show all that more remarkable, though.
That is true. So Matthew, you sat down. You also got a slushie. We were waiting for Angela. You came a couple minutes later.
Apologize.
You're looking around. Oh, that's really fine. You live so close, it wasn't a big deal. I honestly thought like, oh, I don't see her down the street. She might already be here because it's all so close.
It is close.
But Matthew started look at the menu. What were you thinking? Initial reactions.
I actually didn't look at the menu until you had all ordered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I just felt pressured because I should have taken my time to at least look at it, and I just ordered what you guys all had.
So
I don't even know what else they had on the menu.
We all got a burger.
Yeah.
We added cheese. I had poutine.
Yeah.
The rest of you had fries.
Yeah.
Matthew, what did you get on your burger? Because you got yours a little different than ours. We got it all dressed, which was lettuce, tomatoes, relish, mustard.
Onions.
That was it. And onions, yes.
Yeah.
And still no ketchup, eh? It's still not catching on. That
We're
all
not
dress should mean
7.
what?
That's it. Ketchup, it would seem that ketchup is a condiment for children.
Yes.
Is the more and more I'm hearing.
Definitely.
And except for French fries.
Big exception.
Yeah. I
Condiment
mean,
for
gravy.
children.
Yeah, like you're getting a hot dog and you're getting ketchup on that, you have to be under 10.
That is
I
nonsense.
think if you're under 15, it's fine. Splitting hairs, though.
Okay.
I do remember when they marketed that colorful ketchup.
It's crazy.
The
Right?
purple ketchup,
green ketchup. That's not for grown people.
No, I need an adult ketchup. Maybe
a
like
red?
an adult color.
Something like maybe a barbecue sauce color.
Maybe, or like a gray. Gray's pretty adult.
Giving up. Here's your ketchup.
Now,
Give it
pause
up.
and think about that hot dog with like a gray paste on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I believe there's a sauce like that in Iceland, which I had on a hot dog, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
All right, so Angela, you were in Iceland recently. You're a world traveler of sorts.
Kind of, yeah.
You were in Iceland. You ate gray paste.
Gray
Tell
paste,
us about the gray paste.
Gray paste on a hot dog. That Bill Clinton also bought a hot dog at that stand a couple many years ago.
Oh, I thought right before
Many.
you.
No, well, kind of years
Just-
ago.
It depends how you see time.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what was this gray paste?
It was
Why
delicious.
are you buying hot dogs in Iceland?
Oh, because a friend of mine was like, "You're going to Iceland. You need to do 2 things. 1, get a hot dog from this stand.
All right.
2, don't come back not with a sweater."
Okay.
Yeah. So I did both those things.
So tell us about the gray paste and the hot dog. Why is it special in Iceland?
So, who knows? They're delicious.
Well, you had it. And I hoped you would.
They're just really great.
Okay.
I don't know if it's goat. Maybe it's goat actually, and that's why it's so great. Lots of goats.
Make hot dogs out
Maybe
of
also a sheep. I don't know.
Yeah.
them. Whatever they have lying around.
Fried onions on the top with this gray paste, this yellow paste that's like a mustard, but more of a what's the name?
Tang.
Exactly,
All
more
right.
of a tang.
All
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And you're eating it outside in the cold, and it's great.
All right.
And you're just like,
Oh, so
"Where?"
Iceland is cold?